What is up, YouTube? Let's It's PuddlesA1 here, and I'm bringing you another narrated Wi-Fi battle. Today, guys, I got a UU match against TheFlawlessWin, and before I even go into any of that, I want to first say that I do have all the software and stuff to fix the noise in the headset and all the other stuff that's going wrong with it. I haven't had the chance to use it yet, to apply it, so by the time this goes up, or at the very latest Friday, I should be having a lot better sound quality. But anyway, I have a UU battle against TheFlawlessWin. He's a really awesome guy, really undersubbed. You guys please stick around to the end of the battle. His link will be in the team preview. And like I said, this is a UU battle, and he's got a very solid team. The Pokemon that I see doing the most work is going to be my Heracross, if I can get it in safely. If I can't, it's probably not going to do that much work. And besides that, I'm going to need my Azelf, because he doesn't really have stuff that can take physical hits from the both of them. So here we go. TheFlawlessWin is going to be leading off with Rotom Cut, as I decided to lead off with the Azelf. I figured he would more than likely lead off with his Scarfer, and I could just lead off with Azelf to see what it is, switch out into my Golurk to take the Volt Switch, because that's what I'm predicting I'm thinking he's going to want to get the offensive momentum rolling right now. So I go into my Golurk, be immune to that, and instead of going for the Stealth Rock, I go for the Earthquake, predicting him to go into really anything, because the only Pokemon that could resist or is immune to the Earthquake was already out there and is locked in the Volt Switch. So I decided to switch out into my Roserade, because I don't want to take a Scald with my Golurk. So I do take a Scald very nicely with my Roserade, barely take any damage from that, and predicting a switch out into the Rotom Cut, I go for the Sludge Bomb. He does just switch out into the Arcanine, which does not take the Sludge Bomb that well at all, which is pretty cool. Don't get the poison, and he didn't get the burn with the Scald, which is kind of weird, but you know, whatever. I'm going to go out into my Golurk, knowing that I can take whatever move he wants to go for. If he has the Crunch, then he can hit me, but if he doesn't, I take whatever he wants to go for. I go for the Ice Punch, predicting him to switch into the Rotom, predicting me to go for Earthquake, but he goes out into the Blastoise, and now we're going to rinse and repeat. I'm going to go right back out into my Roserade, because like I said, I need to put my prediction pants on, because he knows what he's doing. This team is like a joke, and his team is solid. So I take a Scald very nicely, and on this turn, I believe I go for the Giga Drain. I'm pretty sure I go for the Giga Drain. No, yeah, I go for the Giga Drain, predicting him to stay in, predicting me to go for like Sludge Bomb or something. I don't know. But he goes for the Morning Sun here. I know he's not going to go for the Wild Charge or the Close Combat, so I'm going to stay in. I'm going to go for a Sludge Bomb, because I saw how much it did last time, and that was like 40%. Maybe this time I can get 40% in a Poison, but I don't, unfortunately. I'm going to switch out into my Golurk as he goes for another Morning Sun. Not that big of a deal. He's going to be at like about full HP. I'm going to go for, I believe, an Earthquake here. What I should have done, what I really wanted to do, was go for Ice Punch, predicting him to go out into the Rotom, but I don't do that, and instead I kind of make an over prediction here. I predicted him to want to go for the Volt Switch, predicting me to switch out, but he goes for the very safe play, Leaf Storms, and destroys my Golurk, so now I don't have any plays regarding this Rotom per se. So I'm just going to go for the Choice Banded Zen Headbutt, which is Stab, and it does a lot of damage to this Arcanine, which I kind of thought was going to be physically defensive until I saw that damage. I only thought physically defensive because I saw Morning Sun, but now he's going to switch out into his Scrafty to take the Zen Headbutt because he's immune to it. I'm going to switch out and go to the Yanmega, predicting him to go for not the Crunch, but the Drain Punch, predicting something else to come in. But he does just go for the Zen Head, but makes a very good play, predicting me to go into the Heracross, but that's not the case. I'm going to go for the Air Slash here, do a decent chunk to this Snorlax, and I am really surprised by this damage. I decided to go for, I believe, the Bug Buzz here. No, I don't. I switch out and go into my Blastoise because I don't want to take a Body Slam. That's what it is. I didn't want him to go for Body Slam, Fire Punch, Crunch, any of those moves would just destroy my Yanmega, so I really needed that to stay alive. I go on my Blastoise to take any one hit. I go for, I believe, the Scald here, and I do get the burn, which is really nice. It's going to help me out later on, because now I get residual damage off on this Rotom, and hopefully it won't be that big of a threat if he does happen to lock himself into the Thunderbolt or the Volt Switch, what like he has done here. So he goes for the Volt Switch here, and I'm going to live that. I stay in, predicting him to go for Volt Switch, and I'm going to go for Dragon Tail. As he goes out into his own Blastoise, I Dragon Tail him out into his Arcanine, and now I'm like, okay, well, I can take a Flare Blitz, I can take a Close Combat. If he goes for a Wild Charge, he'll more than likely just kill himself to recoil, because he didn't have leftovers. I figure he has Life Orb. It's shown here that he does have Life Orb. Unfortunately, he never got to really utilize his Arcanine, but that's okay. Now he's going to go out into his Rotom Cut here. I make a misclick and go for the Bug Buzz. What I wanted to do was go for Protect so I could get the +1, but instead I go for Bug Buzz, which actually works out in my benefit because now I get to hit this Snorlax for a lot of damage, and I'm doing pretty good right now as far as keeping my Heracross and my Azelf alive. I go for the Air Slash trying to get a flinch. I don't get the flinch, but I will live this Body Slam on 8 HP because Yanmega is that bulky. It doesn't actually have that bad a special or physical defense. I think it's like 75 or something like that, which is not that bad for a bug type. So go for the Air Slash, predicting him to switch out. He switches out into the Nidoqueen to take that. Takes it very well, to be honest. And now it's at around half HP. I'm going to go into my Azelf. I'm going to go for... I want him to think that I'm going to go for the Zen Headbutt, so he goes out into his... whatever that thing's called, his Scrafty, but I go for the Ice Punch, just going for like a neutral hit on whatever wants to come in. But he does bring in the Blastoise, which I really should have seen, and I should have went for the U-turn, but that's okay because now, again, rinse and repeat. Go back on to Roselia as he goes for the Scald, gets the burn this time, which is lucky for him. I'm just going to go straight out for the Giga Drain on this turn, knowing that he's more than likely just going to want to stay in here. I believe I go for Giga Drain. No, I don't. I lied. I go for the Sludge Bomb, predicting him to switch out into his... Rotom Cut. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I get a critical hit here, which is really, really nice for me because this Snorlax is a problem, but the crit doesn't matter too much. Just because I do have the Azelf and the Heracross to take this thing out because it wasn't going to take a hit from either of those guys. So that's a thing. That dies. Roserade's actually looking pretty good right now. He's going to go out into his Scrafty here. I'm going to switch out and go into my Azelf as I believe he sets up the Dragon Dance here. No, he goes for the Zen Headbutt. I'm getting a lot ahead of myself just because there's a lot of turns in this battle. So I go for the U-turn as he, I believe, goes for the Dragon Dance on this turn. I'm going to go out into my Heracross, and now I'm thinking that he doesn't have like enough speed to outspeed my Heracross because I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the base speed to do it in the first place, and I am Scarfed. So I'm going to just go for the close combat here as he switches out into the Nidoqueen. Looking at it now, I realize that is definitely not an OKO or a 2 KO. So I switch out here fearing it wouldn't be, but now looking back at it, I know for a fact I made the better play. Go out on my Roselia to take whatever hit he wants to go for. I figured he'd want to go for Earth Power, but he goes outright for the Fire Blast, which is really, really big deal. So I go for the Giga Drain here, knowing that it's a neutral hit on the Nidoqueen. I could more than likely take it out. And if he goes into Blastoise, that thing's going to die. If he goes into the Rotom Cut, it's not going to want to take a Giga Drain, even though it can, just because of the burn damage that he will be taking at the end of the turn. So going to my Azelf here as he goes to the Dragon Dance, and now I'm like, okay, this is not good. I have 3 Pokemon, that being my Azelf, my Heracross, and my Roserade. And if I play correctly, I can win. But if he goes for Dragon Dance here, he wins. And I figured he'd want to go for the Crunch or the Drain Punch, but he just goes for the second Dragon Dance. And it's here that it's just game over because he's at +2 speed, +2 attack, and he's more than likely Moxie. As you will see at the end of the turn, he is in fact Moxie. So now he's at +3, and nothing on my team can take a hit. Roserade is the closest thing that's going to take a hit, and he's going to go for the Crunch. That's easily just going to knock me out. He could have went for the Zen Headbutt to be super effective, but he does have that chance to miss, and then he probably would have died to a Sludge Bomb or a Giga Drain. So now I have to go on my Azelf, and I don't outspeed, and for style points, he's going to go for the Drain Punch, take out my Azelf, and that's going to be good game, the flawless win. You guys, please, for the love of God, go subscribe to this guy, and when this battle stops, I'm going to leave his link. If you guys go ahead and click from the Rotom all the way to the Snorlax, it'll take you directly to his channel. Like his stuff, favorite it, do whatever you want. This guy is incredible. He's really good at the UU tier, as you saw. I had to play my best to even come close to beating this guy, and it was really close. I really liked the battle. I really hope that you guys did, because that was honestly the best UU battle I've ever had in my life. And if I had like a better team composition, I feel like maybe it would have been a lot closer, but hey, his team had the upper hand in general, so I applaud him. And like I said, you guys go subscribe to him. His link will still be there. If you guys want to see my last battle, click the Yanmega. If you want to see my next video when I upload it, click the Azelf. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Tumblr, add me on Skype. PuddlesA1 is the name throughout all that. You guys, if you add me on Skype, you can tell when I have battles. I'm looking for Ubers, UU, and NU. If you want to battle me, feel free to leave a comment on here. I'll get back to you. I'll PM you on YouTube, or if I have you on any other social media, I'll do it that way. But that's about it, guys. This video is way too long, but it was so worth it. Thank you guys for watching. Peace, love, and later, Gators.